Okay, what are the signs for a woman to know a man like her?
What are a sign for a woman to know a man like her?
Yeah.
Well, a woman should know a man like her by the attention, you know, he give her. Most men, you know, uh, they gonna spend their time, you know, with who they really want to be with. You know, the woman that he really want, he gonna give her the most time. Now that don't mean a man is gonna be faithful, because a lot of men do cheat, and a lot of men, most men cheat, so to speak, and a lot of men, like to release. But if he's spending more time with you, if he got his stash over your crib, if he got his clothes over your crib, if he got his whips and you got the keys to his whips, then that's a sign that a man really like you. He ain't gonna leave all that stuff over by the side chick house. He might leave a pair of shoes, or he might leave a little small thing there, but he ain't gonna leave no valuables there. So if a man is trusting you with his work, he trusting you with his bag, he trusting you with his jewels or with his keys, then it's a sign that he may like you. And if he's not into that world, he's just a square dude, and he's spending all his time with you. He bringing you flowers. He opened the door for you. He's telling his mother about you, introduce you to your mother. That's a sign that he really like you.
What do you think of sex on the first date?
Well, if you don't get sex on the first date, then you probably have to get on the second one. But no, I think that's a bad sign. I don't think a man or a female should do sex on the first date, because that relationship would be predicated and would be based on that first day sex relationship. So the woman will always be accusatory. She will always think that every time you meet a woman that you're having sex with her on the first date. And that man will feel like you ain't nothing but a thought. A thought is that hole over there. And he's gonna always think, hey man, she had sex with me on the first date, so you're gonna always get that. Where you at, where you going, they're gonna always be suspicious of you, because you presented yourself as an easy candidate. So in their mind, they believe that if you can do that for them on the first date, then you're gonna do that for everybody else. So it's never wise to have sex on the first date unless you don't plan to be with this person. If it's just, like I said, a thought, then it don't make a difference. And if it's just a wiener hookup for the female, then it don't make a difference. But if you plan on being with somebody long term, you really like somebody, you want to give them at least 30 days to show them that you got restraint, and show them that you ain't just no swimmer. You don't just dive in, head first. And that's very important, because from a psychological perspective, it relaxes the mind and make that person feel more comfortable with you, feel that they can trust you more. You seem more trustworthy. The longer you wait in a sexual encounter, the more trustworthy you is, and the more freedom and latitude that woman will give you, or that man will give you, because they won't be suspicious of you.
How long do you think that the woman should wait before she realizes that the man won't marry her? Like when's the cutoff time?
Well, people marry for different reasons. You can have a business marriage. You can marriage for sex. You can marriage for look. You can marriage for for your job, or because you're a Christian, or because you're a Muslim. So marriage come in all sizes and disguises. You never know why someone is getting married. Everybody have different motives. But one thing I can tell everybody, for sure, is that when you think about marriage, you got to think about that you are signing a partnership, and this person is going to be your partner. So that means that for death do us part. So if you making millions and millions of dollars, you want to make sure that you got the right partner, because you don't want that partner to breach that contract and disrupt everything that you got going on, whether it's a male or a female. So, I say give a person a good year of courtship, get to know that person, because when you first meet a person, you're not actually meeting that person, you're meeting that person's representative. So what that means? That means that the person's gonna put on their best self, and your best self is not your real self, it's your best self. You're gonna open the doors, you're gonna kiss, you're gonna make love on the dot, on the spot, and it's gonna be all gravy for that first 2 or 3 months. Then after you get to know a person, she said this person don't take showers regularly. She don't, do her hair. She don't put her makeup on. She don't get her nails done. That was just the front. Now that she got you, she's comfortable, and she's showing her true self. So it's very important to see if this person, the person that like if a woman, get with me, what I'm saying, she gonna say he wears suits every day. He grooms himself every day. He gets haircuts every 2 or 3 days. That's who I am. I'm not just gonna meet you at a party on a Saturday night. It's an old school jam, and I'm shy. I got my Sunday best on, and then me and you make love, or we get in a relationship, and then all of a sudden, you find out I ain't nothing but a couch potato, or you find out that I'm a donut eater, and all I like to do is eat donuts and drink milk and get fat. Then it's too late because you just signed your name on the dotted line. So if you with a person after a year, it's hard for a person to fake who they is after a year. So make sure you're not just marrying the representative, and you're marrying the actual person. So that may take about a year.
Okay, how long do you have to wait to move in with somebody?
Well, Billie Holiday said, God bless the child that got his own. If you want my advice, I say have your own spot, male or female, have your own spot, live by yourself. That way you can maintain your freedom. What I'm saying? It's the same thing about marriage. Before you move in with somebody, you want to know who this person is. Because anybody can clean their house up when you first come over there. They're going to do that because they don't want to appear like they a bum or that like they unclean. And then after a while, that person start throwing clothes everywhere, and the dishes ain't washed, the dishes is in the sink. That's a terrible thing. The same thing with the male. He don't take showers regularly. What I'm saying? He don't bathe often. He sit back and eat, and food everywhere, roaches and rats is all in the crib. You don't want to just move in with somebody. You want to make sure that that person got good hygiene. You want to make sure that person take care of him or herself. You want to make sure that that person, do clean up. That person do take the trash out. That person do pays his or her rent on time. It's very factors that you want to consider before you talking about moving in with somebody.
Okay. What do you think of a woman, go on a date and expect men to pay? Do you think a woman should pay also, or it should be all up to the man, or only to the man to pay?
Well, I think that men and women should pay, because sometimes, you could pay for a woman meal, and, she might not really want to be with you. Sometimes you might have to have her pay to show you that the relationship is 100. And there's a real relationship, and she is with you to get a happy meal, because that's the hustle here in Atlanta. A lot of these women, they have you take them out to dinner, you'll never see them again, and they do that all week long. And they go and they just meet up with people and say, yeah, you can take me out to dinner, and this is how they survive it. I know that's petty, but it's a true thing. What I'm saying? But sometimes, if a woman want to show herself approved, if she want to let the man know that she's appreciative, every now and then she should purchase or pay for the dinner, to let him know that it's a two-way street, and that, the relationship is reciprocal, and that there is some reciprocity in the situation. And that way men feel more comfortable. Women don't know. Men pay for meals so much. When a woman pay for the meal, that's a shock. Men be very, very, very appreciative, because they don't never expect that. They expect for the woman to want him to pay for it. So yeah, if a woman pay for the meals, and if they got equal distribution of, consumption in a relationship, and who pays this and who pays that, I think that can be healthy for a relationship. I think that'll make each individual feel more comfortable.
Should a man take a woman back after she's done cheating?
Of course not. I give you an example. It was an old lady. She was on the bridge. It was very cold outside, and she seen a snake. And she picked the snake up. She took the snake home. She unthawed the snake. And when the snake unthawed, he bit her. She said, "You little dirty bastard, why are you biting me?" He said, "What you mean why I'm biting you?" He said, you know I'm a snake. It's in my nature to bite you. If a person cheat on you once, they'll cheat on you again and again and again. It's in that person's nature. They can grow out of it. They can mature. But for the most part, especially if you're young and somebody cheat on you, if a woman cheat on you, a man cheat on you, those are red flags. You know what I'm saying? And that can be very dangerous because they share their spirits with other people. And those spirits, can be detrimental. Some people, they practice all kinds of stuff, witchcraft, voodoo, and different practices, that can bring that spirit and that energy into your household. You know what I'm saying? And if a woman catch you cheating, she ain't gonna never forget it. If a man catch you cheating, I don't care what they say, they ain't gonna never forget it. So the relationship from that point on is gonna become toxic, and that toxicity is gonna last throughout the duration of the relationship, because how can you trust somebody who you call cheating?
How do you remove yourself from that situation? You just leave and get up and leave, or you gradually?
Well, no, you have to understand that whenever somebody do something like that, they cheat in the mind before they cheat in actuality. The sin lies in the thought and not in the act. The thought was the cause of it all. So as a thinking man, you got to be able to rationalize and say, okay, I got to extrapolate myself from this situation, because this situation is going to be very volatile for me, and I'm going to be very, angry, and I'm going to be depressed, and I'm going to be accusatory and vindictive. So to keep, from stressing yourself out and making yourself feel uncomfortable, it's best to leave immediately. Get out of that situation right away. So you catch somebody cheating on you, man, and you see it, and it's time to go.
And what do you think of a poly relationship, on the men perspective, and then do you poly, like, a man with two
polyistic?
Yeah, a man with two women.
Polygamy, right?
Yeah.
So, well, when I think about polygamy, as I said on the Ugly Money Show, I don't think it's a good thing, because in my career in the game as a successful PI, one of the things I used to do, I used to separate the women and have them in different houses in different towns so they can feel special. Women like to feel special. You can't be in China and Mexico at the same time. You can't give both women the same thing at the same time. It's impossible, you define gravity if you do that. So I think that polygamy, is a egotistical thing. I think some men, they do it for ego purposes, because it soothes their ego, make them feel like they can control more than one woman. But you can have a relationship with multiple women and they don't even know each other, and it could be polygamy. But if you want actual polygamy where the women living in the household with each other, I think you're setting yourself up. It's a recipe for destruction, and eventually those women are going to clash. And even when you look at some of these 2020 programs, with these different groups that practice polygamy, you still hear the women, eventually say, well, I was jealous, or, he treated he treated her kids better than my kids, or she was somebody special to him, I was just a sex object. And people are gonna feel that way, because, just like your brothers, you got some relationship with some of your brothers. Some of my brothers, we hardly ever talk. Some of my brothers, we share ideas because, we human beings. You have some women that you can share ideas with, you can believe in, and you can trust. There's gonna be some of them that just, it might be what they call them, people that don't talk. They might be reclusive. You know what I'm saying? They might be a hermit. It might be a person that's a loner, so they don't talk as much. So he might gravitate towards the other women, and I think that's to make women jealous, and eventually, the house is going to erupt.
Okay, nowadays, there's teenagers having sex, 13, 12, 15. How do you, the black community, what do you think we can fix that? How do you think we can make that a little bit better so that, those kids don't be out here?
Well, that's simple. Bring the man back in the house. If you got a father in the household and a mother in the household, and they teach you the right principles, you're not going to be out there having sex at an early age because you know you're gonna get a whipping. You know, it's an old saying, used to be a commercial. Parents, do you know where your children are? You know, when you got two parents, you got the mother and the father in the household, you know, they generally know where the children are. Young men is not going to be sneaking out the house and they know their father going to put their extension cord and belt to them. You know, because, you know, you don't see that no more. You know, these dudes, they do what they want to do. They get out there and they get involved with these gangs and these groups. And the group is doing it. You might have a dude 21 years old, oh man, you ain't had no, what you call it yet? You ain't had no coochie yet? And dude said, no, and then, you know, it might be one of the little dots, you know, that's over there. And just, hey, hook my man up. And now, you know, he got introduced to that. It's a good feeling. So now he's out there rampant, you know, and she's out there rampant and everybody having sex. And then you got teenage pregnancy and all this other stuff that you see in society. And that's just, you know, something that is going to have to be corrected by bringing the male and the female back together in the black community.
You know, now, you know, with the, you know, they say all the women going rogue and, you know, everybody going, all the women going crazy. For, as a man, what kind of advice can you give a man to always keep his household, you know what I'm saying, intact so that his women don't go off the rail?
Well, you know, you're going to have at least 3 or 4 arguments a year with a woman. But the best thing to do, man, is, you know, be honorable. You know what I'm saying? Don't be messy. You know, if you're going to cheat, you know what I'm saying, know how to cheat. You know what I'm saying? Don't be bringing other women, you know, around. You know, don't be staying over other women's houses all night and think that your girl ain't going to get suspicious. You know, don't come in and smell like perfume and got lipstick all over you. You know, those are red flags that you're cheating. Even if you ain't cheating, she's going to assume that you're cheating. So the best thing to do is to give your woman a program, give her something to do, level her up, help her get a business so she won't be idle and she'll have something to do. She'll be focusing on what she got to do with her business and you're focused on what you got to do with business. That's less conversation and less idle time where you have to sit back and argue and fuss about menial, petty, microscopic BS.
Do you think that men with money, you know, women chasing men with money, do you think it's okay, or you think that, you know, what should a woman actually like look for, you know, when how do they balance that, you know, look for men with money and stuff?
Well, women gonna always look for security. You know, I mean, you could be a doctor, you pull up in a Ferrari, and it could be a chick from the hood. She's like, oh, girl, look at this car. You know, because they see symbolism, and they see success, and they see security. All those things represent security. And women like to be secure. And they believe that a man with money, if he like them, that he can secure them. But for women, make the big mistakes. There's a lot of beautiful women out there. So he might use you and make you feel that you're being secure for a couple months or a couple weeks. Then he's on to the next chick. And that's what he uses money for. He uses money as a weapon, you know, to get what he wants and to get whoever he wants. And women got to understand that, you know, that until that man is your man, you know, that's not your money. You know what I'm saying? That's just something that's an illusion and eventually will pass away. It looks good driving by. It looks good in your face, but in reality, if it ain't yours, it ain't good.
Okay. Now, what you think about threesome?
Who?
The threesome?
A threesome?
Yeah.
I'm not with the threesome, man, because like I said, you know, if you got a condom on and you got 2 chicks, you having sex with them, which one gonna get the semen? You know, which one gonna get the semen? And whoever you semen in, she's gonna assume that you like her better than you like her, even if she is the other girl, and y'all bring her into the equation. You know, at some point, you know what I'm saying, she's gonna be on a mission to try to take your man from you and try to get closer to this guy, especially if she like the sex or if she's jealous of the relationship. So, you know, a lot of times when women bring other women into the relationship, but they don't know that this man probably double back if it's good, and if the woman act like she like him. Now, a woman that you brought into your relationship that you thought you was being freaky about, now he done left you for her, and you going around telling everybody that he ain't nothing but a dog because he left you for another woman, a woman that you brought to the table because you wanted to be a freak and have a threesome. Or you wanted him to be happy and say, okay, yeah, I'm going to let him enjoy this threesome. I'm going to let this other woman come into our relationship, not knowing that this can be detrimental to the relationship and to him and you as well.
Okay, a woman who has how many kids do you think is too many for a man to start a relationship with a woman? Do you think that if a woman got 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 kids?
Well, depending how old the kids is. If the kids is 6 and 7 years old, I advise a man not to get in a relationship with a woman that have kids that age, because the mama and the boy relationship, the mama's boy relationship is serious, you know, and young men generally, you know, falls in love with their mother. Their mother is their first love. And when you come in, that child begins to feel abandoned. And you as a woman, you know, you just happy to have a man, you all up under him, you're neglecting your kids, you're not paying attention to them, but them kids is paying attention to the relationship, and they feel that this guy is an intruder and he's imposing on the family, and the kids start acting crazy and doing stuff, and actually that'll hinder the relationship and make the gentleman, or, you know, the person that you see and feel uncomfortable, and without you even knowing, you know, he'll opt about the relationship. And you think that it's something that you did, but now it's your kids, your badass kids, doing crazy stuff, you know, going in his pockets, you know what I'm saying, you know, eating up his food, you know what I'm saying, mean mugging him, saying, you ain't my daddy, you know, all that stuff can be traumatic in a relationship, because the man, even though those are not his kids, he still wants his respect.
What about the opposite, when a man has too many kids? Well, how many is too many for a man, for a woman to be like, okay, I'm in a relationship with you?
Well, it's different, because men generally don't nurture the children. You know, men ain't got to have all the kids, you know, with them. You know, he can have 10 different baby daddies and see them when he see them, you know, and get the kids when he get the kids. But a woman, if she got 10 kids, those kids is more than likely with that woman. Because the man is not actually with the kids, he can have more kids then the woman can have kids, and it won't be the same, because now, you know what I'm saying, I mean, all the woman got to do is be a good woman, and he won't even mention those kids, you know what I'm saying, and she don't have to worry about those kids, because she'll say, yeah, he got 8 baby mamas, but it ain't got nothing to do with me, you know, he respect me, he come on time, he go to work, and that's how she gonna look at him. But if she's a mother, and she got 10 kids, that man got to live with her and those 10 kids.
Okay, that's good. So this is the last question. You know, for like a woman who are financial, a little bit more, got more money than man, why do you think the respect fall off? Or like,
why do a man do not respect a woman that got more money than him?
Yeah.
Well, you know, one of the main reasons is not the money, it's the submission. If you got money and a woman like, baby, let me get this, I need to get my nails done. Baby, let me get this, I need to get my hair done. Baby, I need to get some groceries. If the woman got the money, then that part of the relationship don't exist. She ain't gonna ask you for nothing. She gonna buy what she wants, she gonna get what she wants, she gonna get her hair done when she need to get her hair done, her nails done, she gonna get her makeup done when she need to get her makeup done. She gonna go out with her girls, she don't need you to give her no money. You know what I'm saying? She gonna drive a nice car. She'll have all the trappings of life. And I call them trappings because they call them trappings because that's how men usually trap women, is when they can do things for them. But when you can't do for them, some men, you know, for some reason feel insignificant. But then you got other men, like myself, I like a woman that got her own motion. I like a woman that's doing her own thing, because that means that I got more money for myself. And I'm gonna try to convince her to take the bag that she got and put that bag with what I got, and we can make a bigger bag, you know. And more than likely, you know, if he's a boss, he's gonna control that money. But if he's a wimp and he's insecure, then yeah, that could be very traumatic for a person who, you know, in a relationship where the female is the dominant person in the relationship and having all the money and all the motion. You know, it's hard for men, you know, that are insecure and that are weak-minded to take on that type of relationship. So it takes a strong man, a man that's an alpha male, not a beta male, that can go and take over that household and actually control those finances in that household. So, you know, it depends on the man. You know, if the man is a beta man, he probably feel insignificant. If he's an alpha male, he probably take over the situation.
Okay. You know, any relationship advice for any couple right now to 2024? You know, do love still exist?
Yeah, well, you know, the best relationship I can get a person is that both person have something going on. Both person figure out what they love to do. Find a labor of love. Whatever you love to do, that's what you labor on. And then from that, you know, develop an understanding. You know, develop an understanding that it takes two to tango. You know what I'm saying? And it's more money when both people are bringing something to the table. You know, so a male brings something to the table and a female brings something to the table means there's more food on the table. And I think that that's the first thing that people need to get into the equation in a relationship. Another thing, and the final thing, is that always think about this: life is short. So going to the movie, going to the museum, going to the park, you know, taking trips, going on vacations, going, you know, to exotic places around the world is advisable. Because the reason why it's advisable is because it puts you in a position where, you know, y'all can explore, you know, the world together, and things would be a lot better for the both of y'all, and y'all be able to share in those experiences, you know, and that way y'all always have something to talk about. That's what relationships is all about, is having receipts, having things that you can draw back on, you can fall back on. So you remember we went to the Bahamas, remember we went to Hawaii, when we went to this, where we going next, you know, and that motivates people. Once you start doing those type of things, then you're motivated to do more things, and you know, you have something to draw back on. And she said, I love my baby. He said, I love my baby because, you know, we done been all over the world together. We done did everything together. We go out to eat together, you know. And for male and female, you know, sex is very important. It's good to have a healthy sex relationship in 2024, you know, because there's so many sexual things. You got Sexy Red, you got Cardi B, you got Beyonce, you got so many people talking about sex. You got so many beautiful women out here, you know, going through Lenox Mall, going through South DeKalb Mall, you know, coming to all these parties, KOD. There's so much beauty in the world today that it's easy for your male or your female to get distracted. You know, men down here will have sex with different women because men understand that there's a shortage of women, and they know they're in a position of power. And a lot of them know that, hey man, you know, I can get any one of these bras because these bras is thirsty. And a lot of women are thirsty. And because they're thirsty, you know, a lot of promiscuous relationships is in ATL. So to prevent your mate from being caught up in that trap, have a healthy sex relationship, you know, so she don't get caught up by one of these dudes that's willing to, you know, have multiple sexual partners, or he don't get caught up in one of these beautiful women around here, you know, trying to get into a sexual relationship because they feel deprived of a man, and it's a shortage of men. So, you know, that's very important to have a healthy sex relationship, at least maybe 3 to 4 times a week. You know, the woman should force herself to give a man 3 or 4 times a week, and that will also weaken the man. That means that if you give him continuous sex, you know, I mean, he probably won't be as apt to go out there and sleep with other women because he's getting more than he needs. You know, so that's how you keep a healthy relationship in 24, and build together and match your rhythm. You know, if he called you at 3 o'clock in the morning, pick the phone up in 2024 and say, what's up, baby? And listen to him and believe in his goals and dreams.
Yeah, hi.
Oh, we out here. Y'all get Pimpinken on Breakfast Club.
Yes, we do have to get Pimpinken on Breakfast Club. We
Done
need
deal.
to tell you about StayHHF and all the great things that we're doing in the community to ensure that all of our hip-hop community stays together under one roof. And we have publications, broadcasting, we do schools and everything to teach individuals about contracts, IPOs, everything. So, we definitely would.
It's your boy Pimpinken. What's happening, Charlamagne the God? We out here. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Hey, I'm going on Breakfast Club, my man.
Pimpinken will be on Breakfast Club.
Yes, sir. My man.
I am the real Pimpinken. I am the operator. I have no robots. And while I got your attention, make sure you go and get my book at audible.com. Pimpology, the 40 Laws of Game. This is the book everybody talking about. This is the book that your daddy should have put you up on. Everything your mom and daddy didn't teach you, this book will. Trust me, it's a whole lot of game. And I also got another book called The Art of Human Chess. If you're a mastermind, if you understand strategy, if you want to learn how to maneuver, if you want to learn how to finesse, go get that book, The Art of Human Chess. That's right, at audible.com. Type in my name, Pimpinken, in the search box, and it will also come up. Make sure you subscribe, like, and hit that notification, and share this. Please share this. It's important that you share this. So,
yeah.
So I'm going to sign first. And that's the jacket. He's officially signed to HHF.
Okay then.
We just need your John Hancock, young man.
Come on with it.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, live on the Beehive Show. You know
That's right.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, hey man, welcome to the team, man. So
HHF.
Mike, when it comes to the streaming side of stuff and going viral, man, I mean, break that down to me. How does one go from the ground all the way up?
Yeah, man, I can't really explain that. I gotta get out on the guide or something.
I'm with you.
Honestly, because when I do stuff like that, I be like, how do I do it again? I don't know. I ain't do it. And like I said, be the women that they love me so much. So when we made this Bounce When She Walks song months ago, bro.
Yeah.
And they took it all over TikTok doing the challenge, all in other countries, Africa, China, billion streams. I don't know how, bro.
Yeah.
I was at the house in my drawers recording that. I didn't put up nothing. Like I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
Like people just love it. Like some people say I put voodoo in that music.
Most of y'all don't know him once he introduced himself. He got over a billion streams. I'm never gonna introduce himself. But go like that, Mike Fresh. You ain't never heard me. You may have heard me on that song, Throw That Ass in the Circle. And if you ain't heard that, you may have heard me on that song, 8 Bounce.
From a lot of niggas, from like just growing up, seeing a lot of niggas, and like, damn, you just fly the motherfucker suited and booted and shit. As I grew older, I'm like, man, I gotta make sure my shit together, you know what I'm saying? Make sure I'm popping it, you know what I mean? We was driving to Chicago, it was me and my pops. Well, first, he picked me up, we slide. He like, man, we finna go to Chicago, don't tell your brother, don't tell nobody. I'm like, what the pops got going on? What's up his sleeve? So we go to Chicago, we in the, I think we was in the S500. And we get there, it's a white, blonde, white lady. And she split out the car. She pull up, we pull up, she give us the keys to a Mercedes, a black Mercedes. And we switch out the car and get back on the road. I'm like, okay, it's some crazy going on with Pop.
Love you lied to me. Said you'd always be around. Love you died in me. Left my chest vacant, no sound. You ripped out my heart. You tear me apart. Your sticks and your stones are breaking my bones. But it's sickening to say you won't leave me alone.
I got a new project coming out. I'm still pushing brick by brick. It's going crazy right now.
HHF Awards, April 7th in Atlanta. Make sure y'all get y'all tickets right now.
It's Young Supreme, and I am nominated for HHF Best Artist of the Year Award, man. So make sure y'all there and check it out, man.
April 7th, HHF Ugly Money Awards, man. Make sure y'all pop out April 7th.
Hey, man, they don't know who he is, man. Give a couple verses,
bow,
man.
Bow, bow. I got a big booty been from the south. Bow, bow. White friend checking in this bitch. You know HHF.
HHF.
Y'all I'm Bash from the game, man. Dallas chapter CEO, man. You know, we popping real big, man. April 7th, y'all beat her up, B Square. Y'all better tap in like that, pack in for sure. And I got nominated for the Ugly Money HHF Award, so y'all better.
That's right. Come check us out every Monday at HHF Networking Mondays. We are CEO Atlanta Chapter Mallory King Dido performing live at Ice Bar.